Ultra Maximus back with another toy review. Today we're taking a look at another Marvel Select figure, and it's the Disney Store exclusive Iron Man Hulkbuster. This has been the year for Hulkbuster toys. We got the Build-A-Figure from the Marvel Legends line for Age of Ultron. We got the big techno talking lights and sound Hulkbuster from the Age of Ultron, and we get a new Marvel Select figure, which is really cool, only available at Disney Store. So let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Alright, so here we have the Hulkbuster in package. Very cool, very nice. I was very excited to find this. I have been wanting one to go with my Marvel Select Hulks. I did get the Hero Tech one, the one that has the lights and sounds, which is pretty huge. I'll do a comparison between these two at the end of the video, and I really did like it. It's a very cool figure, but it's a little pricey for what it is. And then I found out that they had a Disney Store exclusive Marvel Select figure, and I had to go check it out. So I went to the north side of Indianapolis, up in Castleton, in the Castleton Square Mall. It's our last Disney Store. We used to have 3, now we just have the 1. And they had 2 of these guys, so I went ahead and picked him up. Looking pretty cool, definitely digging the package. It is very similar to the Marvel Select style that we received before, like with the Hulk and the Thing and all those other figures. We've got Hulkbuster here in the package, and he's looking super large, super cool. It's definitely the comic book version, though, not the Age of Ultron one. And we get some really nice artwork of him down here. Looking really, really nice. It says Hulkbuster obviously on the side here. It is a Disney Store exclusive, and then we have some comic book art in the back. Looks like with the Hulkbuster and the Hulk looking super cool. So just kind of a close-up really quick. There's a little picture of the Hulk back there. Here's the figure. It says Hulkbuster, looking super sick. Definitely digging the artwork there. And then of course, Disney Store exclusive. Side of the package has some really nice artwork from the comics of the Hulkbuster, and then we get the little Hulk fingers down here, so definitely digging that. Very cool stuff. And then the back of the package, dun dun dun. So here we have a picture of the figure. Looks a little dull compared to what it actually is, which is kind of interesting. It says Hulkbuster, obviously there, Marvel, and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, definitely cool stuff. Nothing underneath, as usual. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of the package and see what we think. And here we have the Iron Man Disney Store exclusive Hulkbuster out of the package, and you know, it's not bad. I do like it. There are some things that I'm a little amiss about. They're really more or less nitpicks, but overall I think they did a really good job with the figure. It's very, very heavy. It's like the Thing heavy as far as the plastic they put into it. A lot of detail, a lot of paint apps. I'll talk about here in a minute. But the weird thing is it's got a very oily feel to it. I had to wipe the thing down with a tissue. It just felt really greasy, really oily. I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. If you've got one of these figures and it felt like that, let me know in the comments. I don't know, it just felt greasy. The paint on it is really, really nice, but there's a warning that I'm going to give you with this paint. This is the same type of paint I think they used on the KFC Blaster, because it's very metallic-y and shiny and everything, but it scratches really, really easy. If you watch Shartimus Prime, he did a review on this figure, and while he was trying to turn the head, his fingernail scratched the top of the head, so be aware of that. This is not a figure to go banging around for sure. It is a display piece only. That being said, this figure is painted really, really nice. I like the face paint. All the gold looks good. The red looks good. The kind of brushed silver looks really nice. And the gold down here. All the different little silver details looks really, really cool. I am digging it. Now, my figure does have a couple bad splotches. Looks like there was some red spray over on the gold. There's some red that didn't quite get put onto that piece there on the back of the leg, And there was another piece somewhere back, up here on the arm, there's a little bit of silver spray. But other than that, this thing's really well done. I am appreciative of it, for sure. As far as articulation goes on this figure, it's kind of a hit and miss. There are some things that are really nice about it and some things that are not. One, the head, it does have a swivel back and forth, but it's inset so much, you're going to have a hard time getting to it and maneuvering it, and that's how Shartimus actually scratched his figure up trying to do it, so I'm not even going to bother with this figure. It does have a really nice swivel up at the top of the chest. It has an ab crunch, but it doesn't go down very well. It goes up like one click. There are ball joints in the sides of the arms, so they can maneuver up. The shoulders are also on little ball joints, so that can flex around with the figure. But be careful, if you move it too much, these will pop off, and it's kind of hard to get back on there. There are joints in the elbows, but they are so screaming tight. I don't know if you keep maneuvering back and forth, they get a little bit looser, but they are pretty darn tight. He does have some flexibility in the hand. This one does spin around. He's got ball joints in his hips. He's got joints in the knees and in the feet down here. So, yeah, it's kind of a hit or miss as far as articulation goes on this guy. But once you get him into the pose you like, he actually looks pretty good. So taking a closer look at the detail, the figure looks really nice. I like the honeycomb shapes around the shoulders. I like the little triangle on the chest, and the detail on all the rivets around everything looks really super cool. I like the gold plating on the forearms. That looks super sick. All the detail on the bolts in the back, and the silver pistons in his arms, and all the silver detail back here. I like these little exhaust ports. Everything looks super, super cool. And then in his hands, he's got the little repulsors, which looks really, really nice. And then these nice little kind of silver gears. They did a good job with this guy. The only thing is his head just seems like it's so inset that you don't get a really good look at the figure unless you're looking down at it. And the waist looks really nice. That silver down the spine and the gold on the sides and all the different plating. I just looks really, really well done, and I really do appreciate that. And a look at the bottom half of the figure, again, lots of detail with the rivets around the legs. I like the gold on the thighs, the gold kneecaps, the plate with the holes on the front of the forelegs. The feet look really nice. I like the detail on the sides of the feet, the little silver paint picks and the gears just look really cool. And then on the back of the calves, we get these mega pistons underneath those calves, which just look super, super sick. The detail on this thing is very well done. Alright, so just to do a flyby really, really fast to show you what I'm talking about with the head. If you look, see how you can actually see he's got this mouth down there, but it's kind of hidden by this chest piece, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's just a really nice head sculpt, the little light blue eyes. I think they did a marvelous job, no pun intended there. And then the repulsor in his hand, looking really sick. The back of the figure, just some of the things I really love. The detail on those exhaust ports, I think that looks really nice. The pistons just look super cool. That spine, and then the pistons on the feet, or the back of the legs, just look really cool. The gears right there. I mean, just overall, an amazing, amazing job with the figure's detail. For comparison, here we have the Disney Store exclusive Iron Man Hulkbuster with the KFC transistor, aka not blaster, and as you can see, these paints look almost identical. It's that shiny kind of candy apple red, and much like this figure, this can have a scrapage issue, so definitely be careful. This is not a figure for kids because they will tear it up. Here we have the Disney exclusive Hulkbuster with the Marvel Select Thing. And he's a lot bigger than the Thing, but they actually weigh about the same. It's like they're made out of the same super heavy plastic, and that's not a bad thing. I do appreciate that value. And here we have the Disney Store exclusive Hulkbuster with my Marvel Select Incredible Hulk. And, you know, this is not a bad size comparison, not a bad scale. I can really get down with this. This is not too dissimilar to what we see in the comics, depending on who the artist is. Sometimes the Hulkbuster is just a little bit smaller than the Hulk or about the same size, and sometimes he's bigger. Personally, I think the Hulkbuster should be bigger, and while I think this scale's a little bit too small, I would like to see this be just a little bit bigger, maybe the same height and as bulky, but it does work pretty good, and I'm happy with that. And finally, here we have the Disney Store Marvel Select exclusive next to the Hero Titan Tech, I think it's called, Hulkbuster from the Age of Ultron. This is the one with all the lights and sounds. Wow, what a difference. This thing is huge. It is so super tall, and I like the detail on this. There's just not enough paint apps or articulation for what it is. This is about a $35 toy. This is a $25 toy. To be honest, I think I'm getting more out of the $25 toy than I am here because of the detail, the posability, the paint apps, the heaviness. This thing weighs about 10 of these. This is super, super light. However, this has the bulk I really like for the Hulkbuster. He should be huge. If he's taking on the Hulk, he should just be a massive mech, and that's what this is. But it's not quite the right scale. It's a little bit too big for me. I would prefer a Hulkbuster somewhere between these two figures. I think that would be the perfect scale. I don't know if that's the Build-A-Figure or not. I may try to get a hold of the Build-A-Figure and compare it to these two, but somewhere between, I'd be extraordinarily happy. Even though I do like these figures individually, they both have their strong points. They also have their weak points. So is this a figure you want in your Marvel Select collection? You know, that's a good question. It's $25 at the Disney Store. The problem is there's not a lot of Disney stores left around the country. They kind of shrunk back a little. If you have a Disney store and it's there, I'd say sure, go ahead and pick it up for $25. There's a lot of toy here. This is a very good sized toy. It's a very heavy toy. It's very well detailed. It's very well painted. I've got issues with the paint being a little greasy feeling and kind of scratchable. Posability is kind of hit or miss, but I mean, it's the Hulkbuster and it does look good next to your Marvel Hulk. Especially if you would have a Legends Hulk. This guy's probably a lot bigger than him and probably go more to the scale I'd like. I may get an Age of Ultron Hulk to go with it and see what it looks like. But it's well done. It really, really is. And I like the detail, I think, a little bit more than the Build-A-Figure. I don't know. I'm going to have to definitely check it out. But if you don't have a Disney store near you, it's about $35 at least online. Probably closer to $40. I found a couple for $35, but most of them are going for $40, $45. And that is kind of a lot for a Marvel Select figure. However, keep in mind, this is a Disney Store exclusive. You're not going to be able to get this at your comic book store unless they physically go out and get it or somebody trades it in. And to be honest, it's probably just going to go up in price. So you might as well get it while it's still down. So there he is, the Disney Store exclusive Marvel Select Hulkbuster. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And as always, look for more videos in the future.